What's good, y'all? Welcome
good?
to an episode of the GinTV podcast. As always, your boy EAZY.
Hey, A1DasauceGod.
And today we got a very, very special guest in the building today. We got the man GQ in here.
You already know.
So for people that don't know, you just did 40 years? Is it 39 years?
39 years and 7 months, rounded off 40.
When did you first go in?
1983.
How old were you?
I was 2 months into my 17th birthday.
2 months. Were you still in high school at the time?
No, I never went to high school. I dropped out of third grade.
Third grade?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you originally from?
Right? Waterbury Connect.
Okay. So
My mother was a heroin addict, and as a result of that, we didn't go back to school. When she became full-fledged heroin.
into the case, I kind of just want to pick your mind. So you go to rob this lady. You think it's just an average night, right? She resists. You accidentally stabbed her, like in the
Trying to cut the pocketbook strap, reaching back, because she grabbing me and everything.
Okay.
So I'm panicking. I didn't know what to do.
This is your first time actually.
It's my first time experiencing resistance.
Okay. So you stab her. What do you do now? Like, she's bleeding out. What do you like? What's going through your head? Like, do you just run
I
away?
panicked. No, I panicked.
Okay.
I didn't understand nothing during my trial. In fact, when I got on the stand in my own trial, like I told the sister over here, that I literally didn't know my left hand from my right when they told me to put my hand on the Bible. And I put the wrong hand. The sheriff said, "No, not that one, son, the other one." And I said, like, okay, okay. Like, what's this mean?
Yeah.
You would think that the people in the courtroom who were adults would have an aha moment, like, wow, did you see that?
Like, he's still a kid.
He don't even know his left hand from his right.
Nah, they're probably looking at your actions, to be honest. Like, what happened?
How can he know? How can he understand this trial shit?
Right.
If he don't know his left hand. Listen, the only reason why I didn't know my left hand from my right is because it never came up in a conversation. Nobody never asked me, what hand are you? He went to trial, got 70 years. They gave me 70 years. Yeah, I was sentenced to 70.
You were sentenced to 70.
Yeah.
Gee.
I did the percentage.
The 80%? What is it? 85%
No.
or something like that?
No, 80%, 85% is now. I was under the old law. I did 7.5 months on the year and 30 days off. I did 7.5 months on the year and 16 days on a month. So walking up in there early like that, those first 10 years, I had to be all I had to be in order to be who I am today. You know what I mean? For what that's worth, savage, for what that's worth. But, and I don't even want to use the word savage because the savages was fucking people and I wasn't fucking people.
Okay.
So, I was more of less of a goon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cold-blooded. Like, what? You know, definitely didn't know about love. Didn't know about compassion. Didn't know about sympathy, empathy. You know, if my mama didn't show me those things, it wouldn't expect you to think that I'm going to know
Show
these
the
things.
world this shit.
Yeah, you know. And so, it was rough, man, those first few years, man. My mother was visiting me all the way up until 85.
Is she clean at this point?
No. My mother been getting high since the 70s. And
I know, because you said she had to go to rehab to come
the
visit.
30 days, she had to do the 30 days just
And then
to
she
stay
just
up in
went-
there. She
then
was
she
getting
went-
high while she was in the rehab. Somebody
Okay.
bringing her something. That's just for formality
Okay.
shit. So, I go to trial, get found guilty, get 70 years, go to prison, do all that wild stuff. But then it came to a point where I said, damn, hold up. I keep looking out into the big yard, and I keep seeing these dudes, always sharp, clean. Nobody never bothered them, never harassed them. They always, how you doing, sir? Respect, showing respect to everybody. Even the Ku Klux Klan cops couldn't penetrate these dudes. Armor, sharp at all times, but dangerous too. Don't cross the line. Guess who they were? Nation Islam.
Oh.
Yep, Nation Islam reigned supreme in the penitentiary. And so, but they were smart. I was like, how do smart people get in prison?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out for me. I'm hearing these dudes articulate eloquently. Like, what are you doing here? I mean, I know what I did and know where I came from. Like, did you do what I did? You know, yo, brother, don't be asking me, about I ain't know. I'm stupid. I'm illiterate to prison life. I'm asking you, yo, what you do?
Right.
Why you in jail?
That's a real taboo thing in prison.
Yeah,
right?
you don't do that. I ain't know no better.
Okay.
Yo, what you do? We might be just talking, standing in the Medline, going to see the doctor. I ain't going to see the doctor. I just ask questions to people.
Past time, right?
Well, no, I was passing time. I wasn't thinking about
Just
that.
having a conversation. I mean,
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but time wasn't a part of my. Wasn't even in my. I didn't want to talk to time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to associate. We didn't even have to know about time. You know, somebody asked me how much. They didn't even ask you how much time. They knew, but that was another thing. You didn't ask nobody how much time. I didn't know these things. What you in jail for? What you had? How much time you got? In fact, I asked a few dudes who told me they had 60, 70 years and they were going home the next day. They didn't want nobody to know they were going home. They might get killed. You know what I mean? Might
That
get
makes
raped.
sense, yeah.
Might get raped their last day in
Their
prison.
last day in prison or killed their last day in prison.
Yeah, I seen a dude owed a pack of cigarettes. He owed to a Cuban dude. The Cuban dude didn't want to go back to Cuba because Castro was over there putting him through hell. So they'd rather stay in prison in America than to go back to Cuba. Imagine that. This dude bought a 2-for-1, meaning he bought 1 pack but had to give 2 packs back on commissary day. Commissary messed up this dude's order. Told him to come back later tonight for night commissary and they'll give him his new order. He goes back to the guy and tells him, listen, I have your 2 pack of cigarettes tonight. My bag, they messed it up. I had nothing to do with it. They told me, come to night commissary and get the refill. He didn't believe him and stabbed him in the heart and killed him. He only had 2 days to go home.
that's wild.
Right in front of me on the top tier. And I'm looking like, oh, man, I just killed him. I went back to doing my thing. It didn't faze me. And if it did faze you, act like it didn't.
Can't show no weakness.
Act like it didn't bother you. Laugh at it. Oh, shit. He just stabbed that motherfucker in the neck. Yo, you see that shit? But you really saying, oh, shit, he just stabbed that nigga. Man, let me get the hell up out of here.
You not know.
Well, he starts stabbing everybody.
You
You know he
not
going to
fuck
say.
with.
Guy's a stabber.
You
You
better-
know he going to solitary confinement because dudes will do gun, kamikaze shit like
man,
that.
over a pack of cigarettes?
Oh, bro,
2 packs.
2 packets.
Yeah, get it
You
right.
bought one, you got to get back to
That's crazy.
Penitentiary principle is have my money. If I let you get away with it, somebody's watching. And they're going to slide a note on your door and say, grease it up. Because you soft like that. You just let the dude beat you for 2 packs of cigarettes. Bro, I'm telling you, the principle in prison is so intense that when I got there and got in the shower, I got in the shower with shower shoes on. When I got out of the shower, 5 dudes were standing in front of the shower with shanks. OG, I'm like, yo, I'm a little kid. I'm just a little boy. Oh, Joe, you just got here, right? Yeah, you know you ain't supposed to go in the shower with shower shoes on.
Why not?
That's what I said. Why not? What you think, shit sweet like that? I'm like, what you mean? What's sweet like? What you talking about? I ain't know if you talking about me. What you mean sweet like that? He said, my man, he got life, he got life, he got life, he got life, and he got life. And they don't go to the shower with shower shoes on. When you walk to the shower, bro, you walk to the shower with your shower sneaker. Have your sneakers on. Because at any minute, anything can pop off in here, and you got to be on point. So you don't walk nowhere with shower shoes on, which are flip-flops. And do a shower with
Oh, they
flip-flops.
say you need to just be ready.
You better be fully armed up walking to the shower.
Okay.
Have your shower bag and whatever you're going to take to the
Does that
shower.
sound comfortable to have your shoes wet?
Walk to the shower with your
Yes,
shower
specifically
shoes.
for shower.
Get in there, take them off, put them in the corner, then shower. Dry your feet, put them back on before you come out that shower because somebody might be waiting out the shower.
Oh,
for
I'm
you.
thinking you're in the
Shower
shower with the
with
shoes
shoes
on.
on.
No, but I'm going to tell you what happened with me.
Okay.
I didn't understand that. I was right where you're at with that question.
Okay.
So when I did go to the shower the next day, I went with
Sneakers on.
and a new pair.
Okay.
So I showered with the ones I walked to the shower with. And I came out the shower with the new ones on. And the same gangster
Had another conversation.
said, young blood.
What you,
So now
what
I'm like, what, you gonna kill me now?
I can't
We're in the shower.
shit right in this
What the hell?
What you doing with sneakers on?
Yeah. And that's exactly what he said. He said, bro, you don't have to shower with them on. I'm just told you be on point, walking to it and walking. I just dropped a jewel on you to save your ass.
Yeah.
You got the shower shoes on wet, nigga. What you think gonna happen now? You gonna slip all over the place. You gonna be it. So I got past that, learned from that, and then my first stabbing was a dude turned my radio down, and I thought he was trying me because I just moved in a brand new unit, just getting there probably 30 days, 60 days after I'm in the
So
facility.
you stabbed someone just because they turned the radio down?
No, he stabbed me
He stabbed you.
because I wouldn't turn my radio down.
Oh.
He said, yo, young blood, you just moving the block? I said, yeah. He said, yo, we go to sleep in here at 10 o'clock at night, man. We got to turn the radios down. So all the OGs is telling me what to look out for. And he might try you over anything.
So you think you can try it?
I'm thinking he tried me. So when he told me turn the radio down, he's looking up at me. I'm looking down the top tier, down the bottom tier. I don't know. You don't say this. Man, I ain't turning my radio down. My phone, you think I am? Suck my dick.
Phew. That don't fly.
The suck
in
my
prison,
dick part is the stab.
out
Is
of
the
prison.
stabbing.
That's a
No.
in life.
This back then wasn't, I didn't know this.
Okay.
Not in prison. You don't tell nobody to suck your dick in prison.
Yeah, you don't tell nobody to suck
For
your dick
real.
out here.
But no, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you don't say it. Even out here, you don't say it. Now,
Right.
this is your generation right now. My generation, you never heard that.
Okay.
You know
Oh,
what I
so
mean?
you just made it up on the spot at this point. Like,
I said some harsh shit I thought was going to be some gangster shit because I'm trying to set standard. You know how dudes, I ain't got no mustache.
yeah.
I got to say some crazy shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My shit's still peach fuzz. So I got to be extra.
You ain't got no taco meat in the
Suck
chest
my
yet.
dick. I ain't turning nothing down. I got a football score for a bid.
And you bragging on your time, too.
Brett, keywords. You got to act crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill myself, but you do it, motherfucker. What, bitch?
Yeah.
That's how I got to talk to people. I got to be extra. I'm 160 pounds. No mustache. Visualize it. So now he says he rocked me to sleep. Now I'm learning as I go on all the different type of principles and dynamics and things you do and don't do in prison based on what I'm experiencing, right? So in that process of what took place right then and there was something that I learned from it. Guess what it was? When I told him what I told him, he went, okay, young blood, no problem. He rocked me to sleep mentally. I thought I just conquered somebody.
You're disarmed. You're disarmed at this point, right? You
I'm
just thought you won this battle. Like,
mentally, I don't want. He don't want nothing. I done said something that's
he know
wrong.
better. He know better at this point, right?
But he don't. But what he knows better at this point in my mind. But he's saying in his mind he don't know no better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show him. He's 36 years old. I'm just turned 18 on the 16th of June. My birthday was the 13th. So anyway. He goes, no problem, young blood. I hear you. I see. I know you hear me, bitch ass nigga.
Oh, you still going on?
Still going on.
Still popping off.
Yeah, get on up out of here. I was getting ready to say Kick Rocks, but Kick Rocks is the new generation. So, fuck up out of here. Right? No problem. I go stay on the top tier. I walk to the front of the top tier. My man's in the front cell. He just got some weed from a visit. So he's rolling up a joint. I light the joint. I'm smoking with my back towards the back of the tier. He climbs up the back of the tier an hour later, creeps up behind me, puts his arm around my neck. I was 5'11" at the time. He was like 5, maybe 8, 9. Bends me backwards, and I can show you the wounds, scars after, and open me up with a box razor. You know what the box razor is?
Yeah.
He opened me up.
You
with
get
a
to the
box
white
razor.
meat with that shit.
He opened me up with a box razor. And because he had me behind like that, I turned him and put my foot on the rail.
Kicked off.
Kicked him off by him smashing his head in the back of the bars. He was knocked out cold. I threw him off the top tier. He bounced off the floor, jumped up and ran. My boy in the cell said, did you see that? You better jump down and go get him. I said, nigga, he just fell off the top tier, jump up and ran. Well, I like going after him.
Nigga's fucking Superman.
He can't die. Come to find out, I did the knowledge and the information to why those particular feats like that take place is because the body shifts into overdrive immediately and the body turns into a giant coil. So everything associated with fear, it makes your body react to it in a defense mechanism type way. Even if somebody stabs you, your body starts to heal itself immediately.
Adrenaline. Because it wants you to get out of that situation. So you're not even gonna feel it until you're out.
Your body's developing clocks and everything to stop the bleeding, even though it's going to bleed.
Yeah.
But it's helping itself. So that's why when he hit the ground like that, flat like a pancake, the shock of it saved his life instead of killing him. He jumped up and ran to his cell. I jumped off the tier, ran to his cell, and as I'm running to his cell, thank God that the shank he had was so long that it took him a minute to pull it out of the inside of his mattress, and it was getting caught inside the inside of the stuff of the mattress.
So the strings and shit like that.
Yeah, foam.
Yeah.
And he had one with the riffles in it. So what he did was he paid one of the guys in the metal stay shop a crate of cigarettes to chrome him and ruffle up a real Rambo.
Serrated.
Serrated with the that's called.
Yeah, serrated,
pull your guts out when they stab you with it.
'Cause once you go in, when you get it out, it takes everything.
It's
with
Right.
It's gonna tear up everything.
So this dude, the white guy down the state shop, he make you one for a crate of cigarettes from the lawnmower blades. Put an oak wood handle on and everything. No metal detectors, no cameras, no nothing in the penitentiary back then. Hoodies, everybody had one. Or if they didn't have one of those, they had something made out of this. This is perfect. Round this off and make an ice pick out of it, whatever. And he was pulling that out.
Really brings out the creativity out of you in prison.
Yeah,
huh?
it does.
Yeah.
He was pulling the shank out of the mattress, and at the same time, his TV was on top of a cabinet equivalent to that refrigerator. And I just took the TV and smashed him right in the head with it. And this was a black and white back in the day with the manual turn.
The big box
with
ones.
the dust all inside the tube. Smashed him with it. He was knocked out cold. I beat him so bad that night. One of us had to go. Now, in the penitentiary back in those days, they called it publicity stunts. So if I owed you some money and didn't pay you, I told you had till such and such to get it, you got to go. You knew you couldn't pay me, but you know what you would do? You go stab him in the chow hall. And they ain't got no beef with him.
So you can go.
So now you're in SAG, on SAG status. You ain't in PC. Because you had an ultimatum to pay that money. So now you maintain your image and you maintain who you are by stabbing him in the chow hall.
He's just trying to get chow.
He don't even know. He don't even know. But now you're in SAG and everybody's saying, yo, GQ crazy as hell. That dude stabbed a dude in the chow hall. So now my name is reigning supreme on that level. But then the real dudes in the background saying, man, that nigga only did that shit because he owed Billy and knew Billy was going to kill him.
Yeah.
He wanted to be in SAG. He don't want to come out. That was my first stab. I told you I was stabbed 8 different times. The most 2 important stabbings, though, was Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jordan. You say, what the hell you get stabbed over Michael Jordan for?
You said Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah Winfrey. Oh, I got stabbed over Oprah. That's right. I love her to this day. Watch out now. Oprah Winfrey. I got stabbed over Oprah Winfrey. You know why?
She was on TV?
Not just because she was on TV. Oprah represented. She was a perfect exemplification of what I felt my aunt Sandra Cummings was in North Carolina.
Okay.
She was big like her. Her hair was big like her. They both articulated the same way because my aunt did, she did news casting stuff. And so she could speak real well. And so when I went to prison and I didn't have too many things I could find in prison that could connect me to the outside world.
Okay.
To make me feel like I was that kid in the backyard.
Right.
Or, only thing that really was remotely close to that was I would hear a song or a TV program. Oprah came on in 85 after I was in prison. And I noticed the show. But you couldn't watch Oprah with your TV out and loud because if somebody walked by your cell and seen you watching one of them girly shows.
They think you pussy.
Right. What you watching Oprah for?
Yeah.
What? What's wrong with you? And look how young he is watching Oprah. Something ain't right about him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So now peep it. Because I developed this love in this relationship in my mind with Oprah, you couldn't say nothing bad about her.
Because that's auntie.
That's auntie. So one day she had an episode with the Aryan Nation on it. And the Aryan Nation and her was going back and forth. So one of the white guys came out their cell who was also an Aryan Nation, who was watching her show and said, I'm tired of that fat nigger bitch always talking about we're racist. She's the racist nigger. I come out the cell and say, yo, my man, watch your mouth, man. What's wrong with you? Calling people Nick, man, who the hell are you? I don't care nothing about that monkey bitch. And boom, punch him right in his mouth, knock his front tooth out. He was same side, a little bit bigger than me, but he was soft. But he wasn't soft because I slept on him. I should have learned my lesson by sleeping on somebody.
The first
OG,
one. Yeah.
But here, those little white guy.
Yo, is there no doors in these cells at this point?
No, there's cells. There's cell doors. The doors are open.
Okay, but you
Certain
can't. Can you
days of
lock
the
it?
night,
Can you lock it
You
yourself?
can shut your own door and lock yourself in.
Okay.
But you can't turn the it's click click boom, a slam closed door. And so I slept on him. I went to the chow hall and came back. When I came back from the chow hall, I heard somebody say, GQ, look out. Now, I looked and he said GQ, he said EAZY, short for Earl. I look and it was the same white guy trying to stab me in the neck.
Oh, he trying to kill you.
And I just so happened to go up that moment right there. He stabbed me right here.
That's close to the artery too.
See that hole right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. This hole was supposed to be my neck.
That's close enough right there, man. That could kill you right there.
Absolutely. And so I got through that. And then I got stabbed with Michael Jordan, which is my all-time basketball favorite. But I understood that at the same time, too, when his father was murdered. And when his father was murdered, dudes in prison didn't even have no sympathy or empathy, compassion for the brother. Listen, oh, man, he don't won all those championships. Why don't he let somebody else win one? That's what they were actually saying when Michael Jordan was winning all these championships. People were literally saying,
just being haters.
Yeah. And so when his father got killed, those same haters who talked about won't he let somebody else get a chance, which would be their team who always lose, said, oh, man, he probably owed the mafia some money. He always gambling because he was gambling.
He's a big gambler.
He probably owed his father some money. He ain't shit, man. He got his father killed like that. So I hear it.
Just fabricating story.
And I tell the dude, I said, why you talk? Don't you got a father? Like, yo, where you draw the line at, man? There's no filter with you. The man's father's dead. He's not even thinking about basketball right now. Seriously? Fuck that ball head nigga. He ain't shit. Another punch in the mouth.
you just snuffing people at this point.
I'm sensing a pattern here, man.
Another punch in the
I'm
mouth.
sensing the pattern here. Any disagree? Hey, anytime you hear something you don't like, that's just a punch.
Another punch in the mouth. For
Yeah.
Because it happened to me. Somebody I didn't like, I said punch in the mouth. I had 36 fights. But check it. Punch him in the mouth.
Went to sleep.
Slept on him in the chow hall. I went to the chow hall and didn't think he went, but he went in the chow hall the other door.
Okay.
Sitting there eating. Ah!
Just feel it.
Stabbed me in the back. This far away from my spinal cord. Same size as my heart.
Paralyzed you.
Could have killed me. Paralyzed me, killed me.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm still not taking none of this shit serious.
What year is this at this point? Like, how many years have you done so far?
Oprah was 85. Mike was 89, I want to say, 88, 89, when his father was murdered.
So they're still within that 10 year
Oh, absolutely.
mark. Okay.
Absolutely. So, I got past that, but I wanted to be smart. I had got smart before I got stabbed by it over Mike. Now you say, not only was I in love because Oprah looked like my aunt, but I also was in love with Oprah because she taught me how to read and write.
Okay.
She developed a burning desire in me to make me want to be an educated black man. Because her shows, they started changing a little bit, but she used to always use big words that I didn't understand. So I feel like, how am I going to figure out what these big words are?
You got to read.
I know how to read. But I was having a conversation with a dude that lived next door to me. He was gangster. But he wasn't all that gangster because I ended up bringing up Oprah for some reason. And he said, you watch Oprah? I said, yeah. He said, shh, me too. I said, you do too? He said, yeah. Don't tell nobody, man. Keep that on the low. I said, well, listen, I got a problem. He said, what's that? I said, I don't know how to read and write. But I said, Oprah be using words sometimes. I don't understand, but the words sound good, man. They roll off her tongue beautifully. I want to know what this word means. I want to use it. He said, well, I'll tell you what. Anytime she says a word you don't understand, because I'm going to be watching the show too, knock on my wall. I'll write it down, break down what it means, and we'll go over it. So that's how I developed on how to learn how to read and write, based on the words that Oprah was using. I didn't care about nothing else in the dictionary, nothing like that.
Okay.
I could have went to the dictionary and learned by him in the dictionary. I couldn't do it on my own. But I learned by listening to Oprah and him reading it and showing me. So now what I do, I start hanging with the 5%ers, the God bodies.
Okay. Nation Islam, right?
No, Nation Islam and God bodies are two different entities.
What's the difference between the two?
Nation Islam deal with the fact that they believe in Allah.
Uh-huh.
God bodies believe they're Allah.
Okay. But is that like Like the Jesus kind of thing, or this?
No.
No.
Jesus is Jesus.
Okay.
Allah is Arab. The only
No, I'm talking about the God bodies. I know. I
the
understand.
God body thing is God.
Okay.
They believe that they are, and they are the father of civilization, man, the cream of the earth, father of civilization. They believe that. They believe that they are the actual creators of all of this. Now, I used to be in opposition with them once I realized that this was a bunch of rhetoric,
Okay.
gibberish, because I used to tell them, I said, wait, you God? They said, that's right, God, I'm God. God, Lord, I'm God. Make it rain. Do me a favor. I'll get down with you. Ride or die with you. If you make it rain outside, God. How you come to prison if you God? Didn't you tell them?
What's that sin when you're worshiping false idols?
Worshiping false idols?
No, I thought there was another word for it.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy, right? Like you're being blasphemous. Like you're, yeah.
So, but you're being blasphemous if you believe in the Bible. Blasphemy doesn't. I
was just thinking about for that term.
Yeah,
for
that's basically for the Bible.
Yeah.
But the 5%ers believe that they're God, and they have their own language, they have their own mathematics, and matter of fact, they deal. Everything is really based on mathematics. But they believe they're God. So I used to get beefs with them once I realized it was a bunch of bull jokes. And I know what, I'm not even going to say a bunch of bull jokes because I know God bodies might be listening right now, so peace to the God bodies. But they used to say they were God, and I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, because we're humans.
I just didn't agree with that. And I just felt like if you believe you're God, and I know what God's capable of doing, what he can do, and if he would allow us to understand everything that takes place on earth and answer every question that was ever asked,
yeah,
your head would blow off your shoulders because you wouldn't be able to contain all the information anyway.
Yeah, things aren't adding up to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And so I used to tell them, make it rain. Tell the court system next time you go to court. They'll have to have no explanation, none. Let them go.
Let it out. Are you back?
You testing them.
Let them go. God said so.
You probably pissing them off.
Walking the courtroom, God, bro. Peace, God. The judge say right back to you and everything. He bear witness to you. Yo, what's up, God? What's up, God? Yo, I'm going to go home today. All right, peace, God. Let my man out. It ain't happening. So anyway.
So bring me to the point where like things started to actually change for you though.
So when I started learning how to read and write, and I started walking outside with a notepad, and I used to walk up to the God body guys, and they would say, yo, what up? What's up, God? What's today's math? You know, and I might say born cipher or justice born, because they use those terms and words. That's a code. Born justice, God body, Allah, C cipher power, all those different type of things. And so I would look at my notepad and go, oh, brother, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm just trying to manifest, that's all. And I wait to see if I use the word in the right context. And I wouldn't get no negative response. But, all right, brother, I hear you, God. That's right, God. Manifest at all times. I knew I was saying using the right words in the right context. So I started using those words frequently. Right. And I started learning more words and more words and more words all the way up until I went and got my GED.
Oh, okay.
How old were you
when you got your GED?
22.
22? Okay.
Around 22.
And this so you've
been there and I was going to school still wilding. Because I'll go to SAG for a month or two.
So this
come
is
back
all
out
still,
and go right back to school.
This still all in the 10 years.
Yeah.
In the 10 years, you still out here acting crazy.
Right. Or school would come to SAG. They'll bring your homework to segregation, solitary confinement. So I was able to still get my education. So I got my GED. Then I got my associates in counseling. I worked in a dental lab for 6.5 years. I know how to
dental lab?
Yeah.
In there?
In the prison.
Oh, okay.
I know how to partially make teeth. I was the furnace man. I handled the furnace, 500-degree furnace, which hardens the actual mold. And I worked in an optical shop for 7.5 years. I know how to mathematically put degrees in lenses. And then I started facilitating groups, change your age, domestic violence, all those different type of groups that your OAP said you have to have in order to even see the parole board. I started facilitating those groups with the actual staff member. Then eventually you so good, the staff members just saying, well, go ahead and handle it. And I'm running a whole group of 20, 30 convicts. Right. And they're listening and paying attention. So as I became popular in that scene, I started to mature and I stopped getting in trouble, but I still with dealing with drugs. If you came to visit me, you was my girl. You brought weed.
You had a girlfriend?
Of course.
How you get a girl?
We got many girls in the penitentiary. Because
the pen pals?
Pen pals, visits. I was a picture man in the visiting room. So when you come in to visit, you come in, you got your girl, your cousin, your niece, your aunt, or whatever that's of age. They come in, they see me over. I'm picture man. I'm over there chilling. Who that? Oh, that's GQ. He's
Can you fuck him in there?
Why not?
I don't know. I thought like
I thought you had to be married for that.
What?
I thought you had to be married for that.
You get conjugal visits.
Okay.
If you're married.
Okay.
I was able to have sex because of my gift of gab. I was knocking off police chicks.
Oh, you was fucking the
I was involved with 2 nurses. I was involved with 2 officers and 1 nurse.
Damn.
Like I said, next time I come, I bring my paperwork so the public won't be just thinking I'm freestyling, but I'm not a rapper.
Did you ever get in trouble for like fucking?
Yeah, absolutely.
They caught you?
Absolutely.
How'd they catch you? You got one pregnant?
No. Protection. Yeah, condom.
Oh, they caught the condom. Like,
Nah, you wear a condom in jail. Ain't nobody catch the condom.
No, he's asking how did you get caught?
Well, one time I got caught getting head, and the next time I got caught having sex. The first time I got caught, we was just finished, and was like kissing, hugging,
cuddling,
and got knocked off like that. The second time was my birthday, which was actually June 13th, but because the CO had brought me in a nip, I never had a nip before. So he brought me in 2 nips. I think it was Southern Comfort. Is that
okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is. It is.
And I was
done.
My tolerance.
Off for 2 nips.
I'm on the boxing team. I'm doing 1,000 jumping jacks in 15 minutes, 1,000 crunches in 20 minutes. I'm top notch flight. I'm boxing.
That alcohol went through you quick.
It ran through me like water.
Yeah.
A lieutenant sees me, but because I'm the officer's barber, because I got my cosmetology certificate, I cut the wardens here every Monday. I cut the COs here anytime. So I got mad juice. I don't lock up like everybody locks up.
Yeah.
COs bring me meals every night. COs bring me weed. Give me cash for cutting their hair. I don't get tickets. I don't get disciplinary reports.
Okay.
I'm like,
you got the juice in there.
I got the juice. GQ got the juice.
Yeah.
You heard it before in the movie, GQ. GQ got it now. He got the juice. Remember that movie?
That dude sound familiar. What is that?
That was Tupac and them. Remember?
Juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta see it again. What you like? What you 24?
Nah, the thing is, I never watched Juice.
You never watched Juice?
Never. I watched every other black movie, but Juice is the one I never watched.
You ain't watched the Mac.
I never watched Juice.
You watched the Mac.
I watched everything else besides that one.
So because of that fact, I had juice, and I was able to move about. But the women aspect would be me working in the visiting room. I stayed fly. I had to give the gab. And I said to myself, even when I was in Whaley Avenue, I didn't know how much time I was going to get. But I said to myself, when I looked around those cells and I looked how tight they looked and all that, I said, oh my God. Away from pussy, I got to get me some, and I'm going to get some. I don't care what they say.
He's manifesting pussy in prison.
I'm going to get me some. Because I knew I could talk.
I mean, I'll be with you, bro. If you can get a woman to risk her career for your dick, you're doing something right.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me something
about that game right there.
All right. Put me on
before I get completely into it. Because everybody wasn't successful like me.
Dudes be out here struggling outside of prison.
Trust me, bro. Somebody's gonna hear this that knows it's the truth.
I believe you.
And they're going to say, you had GQ on your pod. Yo, he wasn't lying. That nigga's a bad mother. Trust me when I tell you.
I believe it.
So I end up becoming the picture man in the visiting room, which gave me access to the visiting room. Access to the visiting room is like the dance floor. That's like going to McFarland's.
It's the
That's
club.
like going to McFarland's or something.
Okay.
All the females is coming up in there smelling good, looking good, hair done, nails done, everything well done, right? I'm sitting over in the corner looking like a brand new $100 bill.
Chris.
They never seen me in the world before.
Right.
I was a baby out there. They're just seeing me and experiencing me as a fresh adult. So I'm looking real right. And my delivery is on point. It's fitting my whole persona. So you might see me and your girl say, tell your friend I got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's so wild to me, man.
But listen, she's only saying that because she wants to see me again.
So she wants you.
That's a 2-for-1.
But she don't want me because she don't want to put herself in a position to be punched in the face over that table because convicts will do that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Or
What he got to lose, right?
Or put him in a position to kill me and then he never comes home to her.
Mm.
But she can't see me if she puts me down on a girl.
They come down there together.
Right. But the girl never knows that she likes me. But I do.
Yeah.
Because they always tell. And know what I used to say to the ones that used to approach me on the low when they used to come up, they come walking up. I see them come walking up, walking all sexy, walk up to the table because the guest, the visitor can come up and ask, do I have pictures in your logbook? Because what you'll do during the week, you'll take out money off your books, have your counselor take the money off your books and put you down for pictures. So during the weekend, you'll have pictures in my logbook because it came off inmate's account that you pay for your pictures. So you automatically got your pictures covered when you come out there. So you'll send your sister, your girl, whatever, up to my desk and say, am I on there? Them fools will always send their girl up there.
That's like fresh meat to you.
They can't see what's going on because they're way over there. Their back is to them. They're talking to me. You got anybody? I don't really like him anyway. I just come to see him just, because I feel bad if I don't. I'm sitting there going like, wow, you're snaking your man and you think that's okay with me.
Which it is.
What makes you think I would want you if you're exhibiting snake characteristics now? If you bite him, you're going to eventually bite me.
Oh, you're smarter than me. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
I don't want you.
I'm down.
I'm down for the trap.
Hell yeah.
I don't want you.
Two-headed snake here.
And the real reason why those thoughts manifest itself in my mind is because those were what you call life-saving thoughts.
Yeah.
Because dude will stab you up. That's a cardinal rule you do not break.
Don't fuck nobody hoe. Or woman.
Don't mess with nobody hoe. Especially in jail, we all struggling to survive, trying to hold on to our girl.
Man, somebody, all he got is his girl, and he fucking lose her to you.
Oh my,
bro,
to GQ.
You done.
All bets are off at that point.
Yo, anybody ever find out like you mess with their girl?
Nah, I didn't mess with nobody's girl.
Oh, you kept the player.
Did you hear what I just said?
It was life.
I heard what you said.
He didn't hear me.
I heard what you said,
bro. He didn't hear me, bro. I said she was showing me that she's a snake.
Yeah.
And because she's exhibiting those snake characteristics, she's showing me if she bite him, she'll bite me. So what makes, I'm not flattered that she's,
okay.
You know what I mean?
That's some mature
you
shit.
show me you a snake, lady. I don't want you.
Okay.
My antidote is for snake guys, not snake women. So
gotcha.
So make a long story short, but I did end up being successful with women coming to visit me based on the fact that somebody put me down in the visit room, or just one of my boys or something like that. I stayed in the visit room.
Okay.
And every time I went out there to take pictures, somebody always wanted to come out there, be seen. Hey, GQ, speak. Somebody can come over there. They might be with their brother and come spend the whole time with me at the camera table.
Okay.
And their mother's over there visiting their brother.
Okay.
The brother might yell over everything. Yo, damn, Diane, you come to see me? Shut up. GQ ain't got nobody visiting him. Let me talk to him.
Right.
Yo, so you don't have any visitors at this point?
I wasn't getting no visit from family members.
Because
not family members.
Oh, because you said brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters there were 10, 11, and 13 when I went to prison.
Okay. I mean, eventually when later down your
nope.
Nobody ever came to visit you?
My sister came to visit me. Started visiting me in 2019 when my grandmother died at 102 years old.
Oh, wow.
So you went like close to 30 or 30 something
past 30 something years
without one visitor from your family?
My mother visited me from 83 to 86. I want to say 86, 87. She relapsed crack.
Okay.
She was a heroin addict, but then she introduced herself to crack. And when she did that, she fell harder than she was when she was on heroin. And she fell off the face of the earth.
Are you cool with your brothers and sisters now?
Yeah. My mother fell off the face of the earth in 1987. I didn't see her again until 2099.
Oh, like she came to visit you again?
No.
Or how did you?
She visited me again, but let me tell you how it happened. I have a beautiful relationship with my brothers and sisters right now. But anyway, and the fact that my brothers and sisters didn't visit me it doesn't bother me because a part of me accepting accountability and responsibility also allowed me to think of there's no textbook, there's no manual, there's no paper that can teach you how to love somebody incarcerated.
Mm.
You learn that as it goes on.
Yo, that's something special, man. To look past them like that, because when you're at your lowest point, and
you point the finger at everybody. At your
exactly, and then like you're just thinking like, damn, like not one of my brothers or sisters come to see me, and then to get out and still look past that and build a relationship with them, that's special.
And they
man.
was expecting me to come out bitter and mad at them.
No, so they kind of do you think they feel guilty for not coming?
Absolutely, right now to this day.
Do they speak on it?
Nope.
You just know they feel it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. My sister said it once, but then I told her don't worry about it because I told her there ain't no textbook, there ain't no manual, there ain't no pamphlet, no paperwork that show you how to love somebody in jail. There's no seminar for that. There's no seminar for that.
Right.
They don't teach you how to love somebody in jail.
Yeah.
In fact, they're doing a bid, you're doing a bid too. They're doing a bid with you.
Pretty much. You're
They
not
gotta
there.
wait.
Yeah.
Cause you gotta definitely alter the way you live life. That person has to be included in some kind of way. They're gonna be included as far as you taking care of them financially. Christmas packages, money orders. I mean, they answering the phone. They're free phone calls now, but now they got tablets. So now you're sending money for tablets.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta budget your prison bill. You got a prison bill when you're in the street, taking care of somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a love. Let me tell you something. To love somebody in prison, you gotta have thick skin, and you gotta be a special person.
I believe it.
You gotta be a special person.
I'm not gonna lie, it's resonating pretty heavy because my nephew just went to jail, like earlier this year.
How long has he got? Or like,
5 years.
actually, I feel weird for asking him.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he got 5 years, and the crazy thing is, like, I didn't know like where he was or anything like that, and then I ended up getting, or my family members ended up getting in contact with his baby mother, and we actually got to figure out where it was. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been on my mind every single weekend to go visit this guy. So now that you're talking, I'm actually
Just
gonna
the motivation.
definitely gonna make sure I go do that.
Yeah, and you don't want to just visit him because of that, though. You want to visit him because, first of all, he's a human being. Second of all, he made a mistake. Third of all, he's your blood. And all the other y'all plays a major role because one visit might save his life.
But that's the thing, you know, like my main goal was to visit this guy. You know, it's just
You like
time,
sometimes
you know?
you get life just get ahead of you, and you just
Right.
like, oh, I'll do it next week and next week, and before you know it,
a month I was already
yo,
gone.
he's
you
it's
know?
already 2 years into his bid, and
Exactly.
you haven't visited him once.
True.
Exactly my point.
And that's why I said it takes a courageous, special individual to love somebody that's incarcerated, man. And all the people who did visit me over the years, I have nothing but respect and admiration for them. And
Do you have friends visit you?
I have, yeah, absolutely. I got staff members. I have COs visit me after
Did
they retired.
Did anybody that ever testified against you visit you? Did you ever have a conversation with anybody like that did it?
No, nobody. Did anybody visit me that testified?
Like kind of just to come like have a conversation like, hey man, like I fucked
no,
up, nothing like that.
no. Let me tell you what happened with a couple of the people that testified on me. 8 of them testified on me. Probably, I think 4 are still alive. But there was a couple of times and a couple of them came to prison. And the reason why I didn't do nothing to them is because
Like they got locked up with you mean?
yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
They
Oh,
came-
that's
I mean,
for the dude that knocks out somebody anytime he hears something he doesn't like, I'm surprised you.
You didn't come to population.
Oh,
You didn't give me a chance to get you. You went straight to PC.
okay.
Yeah, I ain't too late to fight or too thin to win. You're going to PC. You know what you did. Everybody knows what you did.
You're a snitch.
Back then, the snitch was a snitch, not
Yeah.
like right now. Right now, everybody knows that he got your brother 90 years. But when he gets to the prison, everybody says, "Well, shoot, he ain't do it to me, man. You know, he was
Right.
he ain't, you know what I mean? I know not to do nothing with him. Well, he got 90 years. You ain't gonna do nothing with him anyway.
Yeah.
He's a rat. Well, you know, that was my man out there, man. I just can't. All right, well, that's cool. See you later. But the reason why I didn't do nothing, let me give you an example. It was a guy that testified on me named Jason Day. He ended up killing 6 people in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And he testified on me, and he lied. He said I picked him up in the car, joyrided with him, and we went and tried to rob other people that night and everything. He had a case. He was trying to get out of his case. He lied on me. He came to the prison in 87. I tried to kill him. He went to PC. He got out in 87, came back in 1989 for killing 6 people. You ain't coming to pop just because you killed 6 people, bruh. You still got to go back to PC. He goes back to PC, stays in PC for 35 years. His 35th year in prison, he had hepatitis C, AIDS, diabetes. They get ready to amputate both his legs. He developed elephantitis, gout, and you name it. He got it. He's in Northern Correction. They shut Northern off. They put him in Hartford, in the Hartford Medical Center, and where he can heal long enough for him to be ready for surgery. So he had to leave the hospital, but he had to go to a jail, which was McDougal facility. I was there as a tier man, group facilitator, Mad Juice. So when he came there in the medical unit, getting ready to come to the medical unit therapy block, which I ran, they called me to the warden's office. I get to the warden's office and they're sitting down at the round table and they say, listen. They call me GQ too. They respect me. Listen, GQ. We know the guy Jason Day testified on you back in 83, but we got to let him out into general population because he has to have his legs amputated and he has to go to a special medical unit. And the medical unit that he's in, you run. We want to know, first of all, you're going home. You're going to go home. We know you're going home. You got a good job. You got juice here. We don't want to.
So this is towards like the later years of your sentence.
This was in 2017.
Oh, so you.
Right. I'm breaking down to you
You're like right there. You're real close.
The finish line.
Right. But I'm breaking why I'm talking about this. You remember why I'm talking about this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the guy was in there. The guy was coming into the prison.
No. Remember the question he asked was, did you ever see anybody?
Did you ever get a visit from any or talk to anybody? Yeah.
Right. And I said no, but I did have a conversation like this with a person. And this is how it happened.
Okay.
See, my stories are stories and they lead up to the actual events.
Mm.
So sometimes you got to follow it.
Right.
I had you visualizing earlier where you were traveling.
Yeah.
So they said, we want to let him out, but we want to ask you, are you going to do anything to him? I said, I don't know. They said, why? I said, why would I? You just answered the question. You said, I'm going home. I got a good job. You don't want to uproot me. Because when you got a profile with somebody like that and it's on the computer, you get transferred to another facility. Well, if he has to go from one facility to your facility, they'll transfer you out just to bring him in. Now, if you get transferred out, you've been there 4 or 5 years, you got juice.
I wonder why not just transfer him to a different facility?
Why not move him somewhere else? But he can't go nowhere else because this is a medical facility too.
Okay.
He has to be there for the process of him getting his strength back after he amputated his leg.
Right.
If he don't die. So they said, why you won't do nothing to him? The warden said, you're an old school convict. I said, no, I'm not. He said, you ain't know how. You're locked up. You're an old school convict. I said, no. I'm a human being that happens to be locked up. That's what I am. He says, okay, that sounds good. Why won't you do nothing to him? I said, the reason why I won't do nothing to him is because I'm not in the game no more. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, well, what comes with being in the game is snitches, stick-up boys, drug dealers, hoes, gamblers, everything that's criminal comes with being in the game. Also, what comes in the game is the principles of what represents the game, which outside society, public, don't know nothing about and don't care nothing about. Because Miss Smith see you selling drugs in front of her house. She telling. And she not caring about you worrying about her telling. She don't even understand that. She knows she's a law-abiding citizen and you selling drugs in front of her house when she got grandkids in. She done told you to move 4 times. And guess what? Ain't nobody even doing nothing to Miss Smith neither.
Right.
In fact, when you drive by there or walk by there, one of your boys gonna say, not here, Miss Smith live over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I told them I'm no longer in the game when it's associated with that, just like Miss Smith doesn't understand the game. I said, so you can let him out. I said, I've learned accountability and responsibility for my actions. I said, guess what? They said, what? I said, action, reaction. He would have never been able to do to me if I didn't allow him to become an opportunist. He became an opportunist because I committed a crime. And because I committed a crime, it went in the newspaper. And when it went in the newspaper, everybody who was around my general area became opportunists.
Right.
They capitalized on my wrong.
To benefit themselves.
They found an opportunity to get out of a situation they were in. Right?
All 8 people.
But that thought was manifested based on my actions. So I was controlling your thought process. When you did what you did to me, I manifest what you did to me. You didn't do what you did to me. I did that because of the dumb shit I did.
But that really speaks some
So
volumes
I'm not
into
mad
your
at
growth, to be honest with you.
I'm
That
not
really
mad-
speaks volumes into your growth. Because, like, some people will be like, you know what, fuck
Fuck
it.
that.
Like
You feel me?
like 39 years, I'm gonna get back at this nigga. But
Get back at him for something I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So by me saying that, they said, "Can you shake your hand, sir?" And they let him out into the population, and he was in the cell. And so now all that good shit I was talking, it sound good. Now we gotta put it to action.
Okay.
How are we gonna handle when we see this maggot in the process of turning into a fly?
Yo, because there's one thing to say something. Because there's one thing to say something we're not there, right? But when you see some, you know how you see some shit, you know how you think you're gonna react until you actually in that position, and like your body just, your instinct takes over. Like, man, fuck.
Man, them feelings.
So how was it when you saw the guy?
So now I'm at this particular time. I only had a cellie this week for a week because the plumbing in my old cell, it broke because I was on single cell status, meaning I didn't have a cellie.
Yeah.
So I was in the cell with the dude I did 22 years with, and he came back and he went home and came back with 25 years. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, doing life on installment. Big installment. So I'm in the cell with him, and I see the dude come in and go in the room. Like, oh, kill this. He going, what? I said, man, there you go. I'm pacing back and forth in the room, in the cell. He go, man, nigga, lay your ass down. You ain't gonna do nothing. You know you want to go home. So now he can't whoop me. So I'm getting mad at him because he's telling me, slay my ass. You don't talk to me like that.
Listen, yourself.
Yeah,
Who you were with 22 years prior anyway.
Right.
So this is a close friend of yours.
He's a close. I know him better than his family.
Okay.
If I spent 22 years with you, I know you better than your mother. So he's irritating me. He's irritating me, but he's telling the truth. I don't want to do nothing to this dude. I do want to go home. But I'm caught between a rock and a hard place of the convict and the civilian mentality.
Yeah.
Because becoming a productive citizen just doesn't start.
The moment you get out.
It starts in prison.
Right.
Ooh.
You understand me?
This is like your first test in a
This
sense.
is my first test. So now I see him. I get up that morning. I go up to his door. He's right at the window.
Is he in a wheelchair?
I know it's itching you.
And he has a wheelchair, but he's standing up right at the window, holding on to the wheelchair arms. He sees me. He's smart. He used reverse psychology on me. If I'm saying he did, he might have did. But the way it came out.
The way you processed it.
Right. He says, yo, Wayne, I'm sorry, man. Wayne? Don't nobody know me as Wayne unless you were my immediate family or grew up in my neighborhood.
You GQ out here.
But Wayne, he knows.
Okay.
Because his mother and my mother was best friends at one.
Right. So you're trying
So
to tap
even though
in.
he testified on me, he knew me, but I hadn't seen him since I was 11, from 17.
Okay.
So I had a rapport with the guy, with the dude, because we played together.
Yeah.
So when I walked up to the window, he said, Wayne, please, man, I'm gonna die in jail, man. I got this, that. You going home. Don't let that. The Wayne thing calmed me down. Because when I heard Wayne, guess what?
Brought you back to a different place.
Know what I heard when I heard Wayne?
Well, home?
My mother.
Ooh. Yo, and it's actually kind of wild to me that him saying Wayne made you think of your mother, which calms you down. But
I heard my mother.
Yo, but your mother also brought you so much hurt throughout your life. So it's weird. It's actually kind of interesting to me that like that calms you because it's like, because that could have made it worse because you could be like, yo, that could have brought some trauma that your mother did.
Unresolved trauma.
Yeah,
it could have triggered it.
Yeah,
but what it triggered was, it triggered a unconditional love that even though mom's abused me, I had for her.
You still loved her, yeah.
Instinctively. You understand me?
Yeah.
So and I also, when I did hear him say Wayne, I did hear and feel the violence. I felt everything when he said Wayne. But I had already mastered it. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, this is a real test, you know?
This was a real test. So when he said that, I said to him, I said, brother, you ain't got to worry about nothing. I said, you wouldn't have been able to do what you did to me if I didn't do what I did. So I had to kick my own self. I said, but I will say this to you, my brother. And he said, what's that, Wayne, man? Well, I respect everything you stand for. I heard, man, you doing good, got educated. I said, shh, that's irrelevant. You don't even need to be worrying about what you heard. What I need you to do is say this one thing. Yeah, I'm not going to do nothing to you. And you know the reason why. But you and I both know at one point I was trying to murder you. And that wasn't no joke. So you know by me standing here right now and not doing nothing to you, it's not me. It's God using me as a vehicle to give you a message to tell you, if you have not believed in God before this day,
you better start today.
Today's the day you need to believe in God.
Right.
Because that's the only reason why you've been shown mercy and grace and beneficence. Because I really want to kill you. But God won't allow it. Because he allowed me to see and understand what accountability and responsibility means. The convict wanted to kill you, not the human being, not the person that understands the dynamics of all this now.
Yeah.
You got a life, I got a life. Now I understand and respect the value of life when I didn't. That's what brought me to a new level of remorse when it came to showing that to my victim's family during my first parole hearing. So I got over that hump with him. Now, before I get into the parole hearing thing, I want to share this to you. Now, you said, okay, that happening, and then me trying to exhibit the characteristics or feel what it feels like to be a law-abiding citizen in prison. How do you do that in jail?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? God orchestrated another scenario that only GQ can handle. Dude walks up to me and goes, go take a shower.
Random guy.
Nope, he's not random.
Telling you to go take a shower.
He's my boy.
Okay.
He just did 20 years in the Supermax Northern facility, which is closed now because of cruel and unusual punishment. He was so desensitized that he thought general population was soft and he would rather be isolated in a cell in Supermax.
By himself.
By himself. That's how warped he was. But he turned 3 years into 20. He only came to prison with 3 years.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. That's like a drug dealer selling the drugs and then at the end of the night bring it to the police station. Here's the money. See you tomorrow, guys. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Counterproductive on every level. He turns 3 years into 20 for assault on staff. But he didn't get straight 20. 2 here, 3 here, 2 here.
They just got added up.
Punch the shit on the face, get 2 years. Punch the shit on the face, get 3 years. Right? He did 20. He got 30 days to go home. He's in the block with me, but he remembers when he first came to prison, I looked out for him and didn't even know him from a can of paint. He needed a few things. I had a block, kitty in it, hit him off. He never forgot that. I met mad people over the years that respect me, that never forgot how good I was to him. In fact, I was good to one dude. When I got out, he gave me a Cadillac Escalator. That's what I got right now. On the strength of me saving his life in prison. And he remembered it, and that was in 1987, 88.
Damn.
He's a millionaire now. But anyway, he heard I was out and blessed me. So, turn around, and the dude says, he says, I need to holler at you. And it goes from, But I can't remember exactly what it was he said. I forgot. I got a brain freeze right there. Something happened. I looked over at her. It just froze me. It's the lips. It's the lips. Right? I apologize.
It's all right. It's all right.
Damn.
Got me the edge of the seat,
What was I
man.
saying again?
Nah,
So he told you to go to the shower.
Yeah, he
Told
was
me
telling
to
me to
go
go to the shower.
So I said, for what? His name was Mott. And I'm standing in front of the laundry room, which I ran the laundry room. And I go. I said, go to the shower for what? He said, I'm about to kick that bitch ass. I said, who? He said, her. I said, the lady CO? He said, yeah. He said, bitch don't know who I am. He said, they must didn't brief these motherfuckers. Me coming out of North and telling them I whoop police ass. I do another 5 year. Oh, Lord, my, no. What's wrong with you?
You almost there.
I said, is your mother alive? He said, yeah. I said, bro, go home and hug your mother, man, because you've been selfish for 20 years. You've been punching police in the face. What, you scared of society? Go home and hug your mother, man, because I can't. He said, why? I said, because mine is dead, man. Just hug yours for me and you. Oh, GQ, I should have never told you. I know, bro. I'm not letting you jump on that lady CO just because she went in the cell and took a CD player that somebody let you listen to because you came out of Northern with nothing. They gave you the CD player to listen to because you only got 30 days to go home, and you told me you leaving it with me. She took it from you because it had 9 names on it. Somebody erased it off and put another name. Give it to the next guy. Erase it off, give it another. Every time somebody went home, you had TVs and radios and CDs and stuff like that.
They just get passed around. Yeah.
Because people left this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I left, when I left prison, I walked out with what I had on my body.
What year was that?
2022, the 13th of April.
Oh, you got out this year.
Yeah.
You've been out, what, like 4 months?
Yeah, almost.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm fresh. I'm real $100 bill for real. So, because of that fact right there, I says, okay, what we gonna do here? Because I'm not getting in no trouble. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. And I wanna go home. I'm not gonna let this dude jump on this dude, and then we end up fighting, and then I get a ticket and I lose good time, because if I lose good time, I can lose 12 years of good time with one disciplinary report. We can wipe out 12 years with one disciplinary report.
One.
Yeah, now I'm a killer for real. I got to go kill Jason. I don't care if they is. I don't care if they had appetizers. I don't care about trying to be a civilian society. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm be 60-something years old when I go home. I'm not trying to have all that. Now I'm gonna make you pay. I've been in prison so long anyway, it doesn't even bother me about being in prison. So what?
That's all you know, really.
Yes.
You spent more time in prison than out.
Yeah, so prison. Now, it's sad when you've been in prison for so long. There's 2 things on earth you don't fear, and that's death and prison. But I don't fear prison to the point where I will go back. There's a different type of fear I have for prison, and that's the mental aspect of it. I don't ever want to be locked up mentally again, even though there's people out here right now locked up. But I don't want to be in that state of mind like that mentally again. Physically, I can handle it.
Right.
So anyway, he gets mad. He still tries to attack the lady CO.
Despite everything.
So I put him in the front guillotine and burn him down to the ground. Tell him I ain't gonna hurt you, man, because they gonna come in here, they gonna whoop your ass and mace you, man. But if I got you, they're not gonna do all that. Oh, he's still trying to squirm. They come in and mace both of us. Shh. She's yelling, not Arnold, not GQ, he's helping. Right? Nobody wants to believe that I actually did it on some real civilian type shit. They swore up and down there was game behind it, and I was trying to get some pussy down the line, because that's how everybody see me. All GQ, you save a life because you know you got
Yeah.
That was game. Y'all had that all orchestrated, because in the past I had COs write me females I was in a relationship with. I had them write me disciplinary reports because other inmates, they knew. But if you wrote me a ticket, then the dude would say, "Oh, I thought you had her messed up. She wrote you a ticket. She don't care nothing about you.
Right.
Okay.
It took 30 days good time from your ass." I'm like, yeah, 30 days good time for my ass is 30 days good time with some pussy. I sacrificed 30. I didn't care.
I said another month.
I didn't see. I didn't see the end of the tunnel. So what's 30 days to me?
Yeah.
So make a long story short, I'm holding them. They pick me up, put me in the shower, let me wash all that shit off, and that catapult my juice card to a whole nother level.
With like the prison
cops,
or
the
just
administration.
okay.
The inmates, it was a bitter taste in a few of their mouths, and you know,
Because they're thinking like you're with them now.
right, but they're punks. Some of the inmates, they're punks. They're not like convicts.
Right.
And nobody didn't want to. You know, I'm not no super bad dude. I'm a thin dude. You know what I mean? You might look at me, a person might look at me and think, you know, we're gonna eat this dude's food. You don't even know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. We don't know who we're dealing with right now. You might have somebody in the back room come in with a gun and give me the watch. I don't know. We don't know each other.
Yeah.
So imagine that in prison. You don't know me. I could flip at any moment. And it's okay because I'm in prison. Are you going to get in trouble? You going to get in trouble in jail? Like, he's in jail. How you get in trouble in jail? That don't even sound right. It's like an oxymoron. You understand what I'm saying? He's in trouble in jail.
Right, give you more time. So
So what? That's breakfast. You got 70 years and they give you 18 months.
That's light.
The judge is like, why'd you even bring, I swear to God, I caught a couple cases, but I beat him because the judge was mad. He even brought them in front of me when he asked him, well, how much time he got? Well, Your Honor, he has 70 years. Well, what the hell did you bring him in front of me for? The max I can give him is 2.
That ain't shit to him.
Dismiss. Get out of my courtroom, Mr. But anyway, so that catapulted me to another level of juice because now all the cops are, yo, man, I respect that, man. What you did, man.
right.
You know, you need anything, man? You need something from the OM, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? So, and you know the female cops now are really nice to me. GQ, how you doing? Shit, I want your block because I know if I got your block, ain't nothing gonna happen to me in your block. I'm sitting there saying, you's a goddamn liar. I ain't stopping anybody. I don't know what the hell you talking about. That situation right there was my man Ma. I don't know the rest of these
Yo,
guys.
what happened to him? Did he end up getting in
He
trouble?
went to SAG and stayed in SAG for 30 days and went home.
Oh, so he did get to go home.
Yeah, because he didn't get a chance to jump on it because I put him in the front
Damn.
gate.
Did he, have you talked to him since?
Nah.
Oh.
Nah. So now check this out. So now, a month later, I'm at the hall desk talking to the same female officer's life who I saved. And she says, GQ, let me ask you a question. She said, what have you done over the years?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, next time I come bring this paperwork so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. She said, what have you done over the years? Your accomplishments. So I broke all down my accomplishments. And then I talked about a program I was involved in called the Cabbage Patch Program. The Cabbage Patch Program was geared towards developing stories and recording tapes that were being distributed throughout the Enfield and Summers preschool grammar school district.
Right.
They did not know that these tapes and books we had our own print shop, we had our own arts and craft, where dudes knew how to actually make these books like they were professional books in the street, laminated, coded, the whole ship, ink, everything. And then we had a studio booth that would record us, like set up like this, put a booth, and we were characters. I was Earl the Squirrel. And we were animal characters. And so when the kid would read the book, they can listen along with the tape.
Yeah.
Nobody knew these books and tape were coming from us. So as I'm telling this officer this story, she goes, wait a minute. Hold up. You're Earl the Squirrel?
So she's heard of it.
She got the book and the tape in the attic, in her attic, in the box.
Damn.
She was one of the little girls that was involved in the Cabbage Patch reading and audio class that listened to our tapes and read our books and never knew was a convict. And when she found out I was Earl the Squirrel, she brought the tape and the book in 27 years later.
Sheesh.
She's a CO.
Yo, that's crazy how life is sometimes, yo.
It's God. She's a CO. Because her partner didn't believe her. She brought the tape and the book in and showed it. And I cried a little bit. Because I couldn't believe I seen this tape and this book of me. I wanted it.
Yeah.
It was me. And I saved her life. And never even knew it until after that she was a little girl.
That was part of the
Cabbage
program.
Patch Program.
That's wild, yo.
So look what God did. He used me years later to develop this skill, put this book and tape together that was going to touch this little girl and probably other people's lives too, who I haven't met, who are probably all they can be, just from the seeds being planted based on those fictitious books that we made. They were stories. Now this girl is who she is today, and I would like to say I contribute to some of that development.
Right.
Being who she is.
And saving her life.
And saved her life.
I mean, to the point where she actually remembered Earl the Squirrel, you know? Like,
she remembered, right.
Yeah.
She didn't know it was me, but she remembered the book character.
Yeah.
It was in the attic, in the box in her attic. So then when I went to parole, that was brought up. Then I went to the True Unit in Cheshire, developed a program called CAC, Challenge to Change, the acronym for Challenge to Change, CAC. I was running that group. Then I started talking to college students, high school students coming in from the street. And then I started mentoring Wesleyan University students who were having problems, you know, smoking weed, acting crazy, just starting college, 18, 19 years old. Their basketball coach or their football coach to bring them in. Then I ended up dealing with this 6'11" kid from out of New London. He ended up going to the University of Massachusetts and getting second round pick in the NBA. I had him for 6 months. 6 months, they brought him to me at 1 o'clock, and he would stay. What
was his name?
From 3:30. They never would let me know his name. They always would give me his nickname.
Okay.
But I ended up knowing he was the second round draft round pick because of the lieutenant that brought him in to see me. The lieutenant that brought him in there to see me, he was once a SEAL, ended up becoming a lieutenant, remembered me in the True Unit and said, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to have one-on-one with this guy. They brought him in at 3:30 with me every day. We stayed till 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
And he actually made the NBA.
I seen him. I know his, matter of fact, he has a Muslim name now because he became Muslim.
You know what team?
He plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. His name is Abdul. It might be Abdul Rahim.
I don't watch
you have to look it
up.
up. Might be Abdul Rahim.
I don't.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
He might be off the bench. I don't remember. I'll look it up. I don't remember.
Look it up because he was on the team with what you call him when he scored that 50 points.
Kobe?
Rose. Derrick Rose.
Okay. Oh shit. So is it
yeah, he made a comeback about a couple years ago. So anyway, make a long story short. And so I was doing that, and that they put that in the paper and all these different type of things like that. And then I went to parole. The first parole was 2017. They denied me. They said severity of crime, victim impact, which would never change for nobody. It still hasn't changed for Michael Vick. People always going to be Peter, dog killer.
Yeah.
The severity of crime, victim impact never changes.
Right.
I go to parole the first time, and during my trial, I never mentioned my victim's name. And they talked about it during my sentence. The victim's family said he was so cold-blooded that he never even remembered his victim's name. So I end up buying my transcripts for about $200, $300, $289. I read my transcripts, and I memorized everybody who was in my victim's family's name that testified 30-something years later. So when I apologized...
This is in 2019?
17.
No.
So when I apologized to them, I said all their names one by one. Now,
did you feel sorry at this point when you apologized?
Of course, man, sorry. I've been developed sorry and remorse years.
All right. I'm just saying because you didn't remember it, then you bought the transcript. I wasn't sure if you were just doing it just for that aspect, or you actually like when you did it, it was really from the heart.
Yeah, if it would have been done for anything else, it'd only been done for me just trying to get out of prison, not giving a damn what it felt. I didn't care if I made parole 2017.
Okay.
That's how remorseful I was.
So you didn't care?
No, I didn't care. I knew I wasn't going to make it anyway.
Okay.
But I didn't care because I knew I wasn't going to make it. Plus, my goal was to go and apologize to my victim's family.
Right. That was the ultimate purpose.
That was my ultimate purpose.
Okay.
In fact, prior to this juvenile situation, I had murder. Murderers could not go to trial, could not go to parole. The only reason why I was able to go to parole is because the Supreme Court ruled and said it's considered to be cruel and unusual punishment to sentence a child to a life sentence.
Right.
60 years is considered life in Connecticut. So, you can't give me 60 years and say I'll never change when I never grew up.
Yeah. That's a fair
argument. The Supreme Court said if they show remorse, if they've shown development, if they show education, because their prefrontal cortex is not developed. They don't understand the full magnitude of the law. They're reckless and impulsive.
Yeah.
They're adolescents. Their mind is not fully developed until they're trying to say now till 25. But from up until 17 years old, the Supreme Court said anybody that was sentenced under the age of 18, you must give them this opportunity. We ain't saying release them.
Yeah, at
Just
least
give
the
them a chance.
opportunity.
You got to give them a chance, and if there's in the high probability of that happening, it's very, very high.
Okay.
So, mind you, prior to this ruling, which was ruled on in 2013, all the way up until that point, I was never eligible for parole. I thought I was going to end up doing my whole sentence.
The whole 70.
No, not the whole 70, percentage on it.
Okay.
Okay. Which would be 52 years, 54 years.
So this changed in 2013.
Changes my whole
So it
life.
gives you hope.
It gives me opportunity to get out of prison.
Okay.
And thank God I had already developed.
Right.
And hadn't had a disciplinary report in over 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
And my last disciplinary report was for weed.
Okay.
No violence. So, and my last DRs, my last probably 5 or 6 DRs, because I had graduated to another level of DRs. I didn't catch tickets for loitering, malingering. That's what they give you ticket for in jail.
It's like dumb shit.
They give you tickets that's equivalent to a ticket violation.
Right. Yeah.
In prison, but it can damage you. It can take your parole. It can take your trailer visits with your wife. All this type of stuff.
Mhm.
From a small car infraction that you would get for your headlight being out in the street, in the jail. That's equivalent
Fuck up
to
your whole life.
fuck yeah. You feel me?
Okay.
So, but because I had all that juice, I didn't get tickets for miscellaneous stupid stuff. My tickets were either you bringing me weed or I was getting some pussy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what my tickets consist of.
Like unavoidable things.
Right. And you had to be a bad dude to do those two things. Everybody wasn't in that field.
Okay.
And I had the advantage because I grew up in prison. I knew the whole dynamics of prison. I could tell by the first few syllables out of your mouth what you was about.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Prison teaches you that. So, turn around and develop all that type of stuff. And as I'm moving along, I lose that parole. But guess what? They gave me the highest Denny out of any juvenile. The Denny means a denial. All the other juveniles who accepted to go to parole, because there were 270 of us
In the state.
that were juveniles and that were arrested under the age of juvenile. It was half of us who had been in prison for many, many years, and the other half is the 90s and the 2000s.
Right.
So when that happened, it gave me the window of opportunity to see the society, but I had already developed that positive rapport with the administration on all levels. So I had people in my corner that the average individual didn't. I had wardens who
Right.
majors. I had COs that were on my visiting list that visited me. Right. You know what I mean? I got COs that help me right now to this day that are successful retired individuals. So coming full circle with all that, and then the Supreme Court said that, and I did 5 years. They gave me 5 years. I did those 5 years, but they told me what they wanted me to do. But what they wanted me to do, I already did 25 years ago. But they said, well, let's rename something different now. So do it again.
Okay.
No problem. Smashed it. Not only did I smash it, I ended up becoming a facilitator of all those groups. Getting the facility, getting a certificate for being a mentor, but then for being a participant, but then getting a certificate for being a mentor.
Right.
Now I'm running the groups.
And they're telling this in 2017, right?
This is from 2017 to 2022.
Okay.
So now I go to parole the second time, 2022.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
I seen everybody got out. They got denied the first time. A lot made it the first time.
So it's like part of you telling you it's a possibility.
And I did everything they told me to do.
Right.
What you want to say next? You just being racist now? Systemic racism? George Floyd is the reason why I'm out. I pay homage and respect to George Floyd right now. Because George Floyd is the one who catapulted, along with the Black Lives Matter crew, but George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, they are really the ones responsible for us being out. Because then racism and all these different type of entities start being paid attention to.
Right.
They start correcting stuff they didn't correct before. They start correcting stuff like giving the black man 60 years for a crime that the white man did exactly identical.
Probably
he
got
gets 20.
20. Yeah.
Okay.
So all that start changing narrative. So now that start happening with the parole system. The white boy's always released, the black man always denied. And the reason why he's denied is so minute. Like, seriously? Like I sneezed in the visiting room and the CO gave me a ticket for making excessive noise? Wow. And now you tell me I got to do another 10 years? For sneezing?
That's crazy.
Literally. No, what they say today, no cap.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that all transpires and takes place. I go to parole the second time. I do everything they tell me to do. And after I finish speaking, the parole lady says to me, she says, Mr. Arnold, I will tell you this. You are the first. I've resided over many of these parole hearings before. And I've never seen nobody come in with the level of remorse that you did. You know why she said that? Because I said this. I caught COVID in 2020 and almost died. Literally. I got up 3 o'clock in the morning and got on my knees and prayed to God and said, Lord, please don't kill me, man. Let me out in 2022, man, and then you can kill me. But let me hug my nieces and nephews the first week I'm out and then kill me. You know why I want to hug my nieces and nephews? Because a child's love is unconditional, non-judgment. They don't judge you about nothing. They're 4 or 5 years old. All they know is uncle,
Right.
daddy, mommy. Did you get the candy? We going to McDonald's? They just meet you for the first time, and that's your uncle right there. Hi, uncle. I wanted that love before I died, but I never experienced it. And that's what I was in the moment, thinking I was dying. The reason why I was praying that prayer is because all the years I had been in prison, 36 fights, stabbings, mental anguish, all these different type of things I experienced, right? That helped shape and form who I am today, right?
Right.
But at the same time, all those things that I had experienced when it came down to that level, right? I said to myself, I felt invincible.
Like you never thought it was going to get you.
I thought I could never die in jail. Here it was. This COVID was different from the average cold or whatever. I was on a breathing machine. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, you were intubated? You were intubated?
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds in like 3 days, 4 days.
What hospital did you go to?
St. Mary's.
Okay.
Right? And so I bounced back just a little bit. To the point where they just kicked me out the hospital. Still, lungs still full, fluid a little bit. But I got on my knees and started praying to God, and I prayed that prayer. And I heard somebody say, shut up. I got up, looked out the window. I thought the CO was being facetious. So I looked to see where he was at, and he was at the desk, knocked out, sleeping. Ain't no inmates out. It's 3:30 in the morning. Who just said, shut up? I got down on my knees, started praying again. I heard something say, shut up. What you complaining for? You was a coronavirus to your victim. And I said, whoa. Who said that?
And you have no celly, right?
No celly.
Yeah.
Shut up. What you complaining for? You was a coronavirus to your victim. The only difference between you and them is that you're surviving and they didn't. And then I thought about it. And I said, you know what? If you really do think about it, everybody that did kill somebody, they were the coronavirus to that person that they murdered. Because that person had no say-so one way or another, whether they live or die.
Right.
And that was the focal point of some of my group openings and middles. I would find a way to slide that in when I was in a group with a bunch of murderers. Yo, don't you know you realize one thing where all you guys are right now? I said, what's the coronavirus to your victims? But not only did I feel that and heard that, in reality, it checked me even more, and I was more humbled.
Right.
I was way more humbled, even about being sick. And I got down and did one push-up and said, I'm gonna get through this. Because if he wanted me dead, I would have been dead, but he wanted me to experience what I experienced in that moment to thicken my skin, to use me mightily on how he's going to use me while I'm out here in society right now today. So it was bigger than me. It is bigger than me. Because guess what? All I know is how to talk good to the kids. All I know is how to share stuff and tell them things that don't do that they're going to do or might do at 17 that I did at 17.
Yeah.
Because my main thing, what I say to these kids today is, listen, man, it don't take 5 bad choices and decisions to cost you 40 years in prison. It only cost you 1. Because that's all it cost me. 1 per snatch. The other ones are irrelevant. This one cost everybody, all my grandparents, all my aunts, all my uncles, 17 aunts, 18 uncles, 2 two aunts are living, one uncle, all grandparents, no children, right? Met all my nieces and nephews,
How many
except 3. Probably about 16, 17.
nieces and nephews you got?
Yeah.
Wow.
And met everybody except 4
Okay.
for the first time. Not even in the visiting room in the prison. No, 2. I met in the visiting room in prison when my sister came to visit me 2019 when my grandmother died. And I met them for the first time. So just imagine walking out here, and now I'm out here right now, and the only mental hiccup I'm experiencing is people telling me how to do 40 years in society.
What do you mean?
Meaning, don't tell me how to live in society after I did 40 years if you haven't done 40 years.
Right.
Stop telling me I'm moving too fast for a town that's too slow for me, first of all.
Ooh.
First of all, because they slow. Bro, I'm telling you, it was harder for me at 17 years old in society than it is now. I don't know how dudes can't make it. I do not get it for the life of me. I do, but it's figuratively
So
speaking.
you don't know how dudes can't make it?
How they can't make it?
Can't make what? Just make money?
How you can't work? How you can't, bro? The internet. There's so many different things to do. Bro, you could get 100 T-shirts and just put a question mark in the middle of it and sell them at the fair.
Actually, that's the shirt I got on. That's the brand. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Just a question mark. They gonna buy it. How can you not make money out here? When I was 17, it was, bro, it was way harder for me at 17 out here than it is at 56.
They have all that knowledge. Right?
There you go. So now, what do you do when you got knowledge?
Gotta put it to use.
I got knowledge. I didn't have it then. I'm glad you said that. Because guess what I tell people? The lenses that we see through right now, which are our eyes, are the same eyes that the adults seen when we were little, standing next to them. We didn't understand it. But now I see what the adults see as an adult man. But guess what I see it with now?
A lot of experience and knowledge.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So now it makes it easier for me out here as opposed to when I was deaf, dumb, and blind. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you complain about being stuck in traffic for? If only you knew. What you complain about being in a line, DMV line? If only you knew. What you complain about is raining outside. Take your shirt off and feel the rain. If only you knew. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things that we don't pay attention to that are important things that we take for granted. You complaining about stuff that you can't control. I don't do that. What I control is what I worry about. Is what I control. What I control is what I handle. What I can't control, I do not worry about.
You just put it in God's hands.
I put it in God's hand or whoever. The universe, God, whoever's listening, whatever they believe in, Allah, whatever. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Things would be a whole lot more smoother for you if you didn't give life to the things that didn't matter. If you didn't give life to the things that you couldn't control.
Damn.
Time is of the essence. Look like you're getting tired, brother.
No. Oh, well.
I could flow for 9 hours.
I see. Well, congrats on being our longest podcast.
Yeah,
ever.
no doubt.
Yo, we're gonna wrap this one up, man.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I definitely want to have you back on to kind of talk about more of your life.
Yeah, and I want to bring some of that paperwork
on the outside end. You know,
I just want to do that just on the street.
No, the straight.
I want him to say, "I'm reading it right now, y'all." He wasn't lying.
Well, I believe you, man. But I think next time we have you on, we just want to talk about more of your outlook on the outside world.
Yeah.
I think this was a good introduction into like your origin story, and what got you here.
Right.
So, dude, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
No
Definitely.
I'm telling you, like, had me wrapped up. I didn't even know how much time went by.
How long do you think we've been doing this for? How long do you think we've been shooting for?
How long we've been interviewing for?
Yeah.
Probably 3 hours.
Close. 2.5.
2.5. Damn.
Yo, you're our longest by an hour and a half.
She done went to sleep 4 times.
So we're gonna end this one on this note. Like I said, I definitely want to have you back on.
Yeah.
And talk about.
I definitely want to give you my perspective on society.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yo, thank you for coming on.
No doubt.
Dope story, man. Dope story. Like way more interesting than I actually had thought.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before we leave off?
I just want to say, man, whoever's listening, that I hope they got something from this. You know, you're gonna always have those who are gonna critique things and say negative stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times those people are coming from a dark place. But those who are coming from a dark place that is listening to this and feel like they need to say something from a dark place, understand and know that everything that's done in the dark comes to light.
Right.
So eventually you'll be out of that dark place, and hopefully I can take it.
All right. So where can the people find you? Where can they connect with you?
I'm usually at Kendall's Barbershop on Bunker Hill, Angel Drive.
Okay.
And
any social media they can reach you at?
I didn't start one yet, but I'm gonna definitely start one.
Okay. When he does that, we'll put it out there.
Yeah, throw it on up there, and you know, I'm just taking one day at a time, man. Processing this freedom thing, man. I'm on an all-time high, and I don't never want to come down off of it.
I respect that, man.
A freedom high.
Well,
let me say this before I go. My mother always said to me, "You'll never have a chance. You never had a chance. You'll never have a chance. So never expect a chance." She used to say that to me when she was high on dope, right? And I had believed that for years, all the way up until the point where, when I was doing good, I was self-sabotage myself. I was self-sabotage
because you're going back to that thing.
Because I didn't.
You don't have a chance.
Right. And the chance that I was having at that moment, I thought it was an illusion. It wasn't gonna last long. And so, when I made parole and they gave me that chance, I started crying because the first thing came to my mind was my mother saying, "You'll never have it. You never had it. You never had a chance. You'll never have a chance. So don't you never expect a chance." And so I went to my mother's grave when I got out of prison, and I laid down. It was raining. It was muddy outside. I didn't care. And I cried, and I said, "Ma, I got that chance that you said I never get. The Pandora's box is open and the curse is broke."
That's sweet, man.
Huh?
Man, you could keep going. I'm not even gonna lie. He got me wrapped up all over again.
That's that chance, man.
Yo,
that's that chance.
Do the most with that chance, man.
That's that chance, man.
Yeah, well, y'all heard him, man. If y'all get that chance, don't blow it.
Don't blow it, man.
But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Drop a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. He will be back for part 2, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you.
Right on.